Will those of you who are willing please join me in prayer? Spirit of light, we come today to mark this new beginning in community, honoring the storied wisdom and the vibrant energies of those gathered here. We come believing our richness and the height of what is possible stems from our voices working together, believing every voice essential and each has a gift you give. Amidst a world of change, we are here to center ourselves in ritual and grounding as we discern what is ours to do. We come preparing to dig deep into the questions and discoveries of this generation to meet the new day. Spirit of guidance, help us as we create the spaces to explore and calculate, as we challenge assumptions, as we build, as we learn to heal and empower, as we listen and use our voices. Let us build the brave spaces to explore and to share as we carry our light forward. Amen.
Such as this. Hello. It is with great excitement I welcome you, the Elizabethtown College community, to the 2023 Convocation ceremony as we officially mark the start of the new academic year. My name is Brendan Guy, and I have the honor of serving as the Student Assembly Chief Officer Speaker. To belong, a multifaceted feeling of security, acceptance, and true self-expression. E-Town embodies that sense of belonging. Our many offices offer the space for students to grow and find their strengths. Our classes foster engagement and collaboration. Our student clubs, however, drive this initiative from the ground. Students work through passion of individualized interest, cultivating the belonging message. Simultaneously, we come together as a community for community building in campus events like Homecoming, Into the Streets, and Day of Service, meshing our interests and passions. Also, we host events that uplift communities, express art, create lasting impacts. Through this, we share our love and grace with each other and the surrounding community. Personally, I knew I belonged from the very first tour I took of campus. The welcoming environment, an eagerness to do good, and a commitment to promote growth is what got me here and what keeps me here. But between student government and our dance club Emotion, I found my purpose on this campus. These two groups have given me the best of friends, taught me the true nature of acceptance, offered me a comfortable space to be myself, and has been a safe space for me and many other students on campus. Student Assembly works under the mission to be the voice of all students, yes, all students, and Emotion breaks down that barrier in the dance world, giving all students the opportunity to dance, express themselves, and make lasting friendships. Emotion also does immense work for the community, donating thousands of dollars to charity each semester and giving children with special needs a chance to dance. Some of you may be a part of other clubs on campus or work in different offices that bring you these important elements. Let me encourage you to get out and become involved on campus. What I've found over these past few years at E-Town is we don't all need to be in the same room, club, event, or class because we all make up this incredible E-Town campus community. Each person brings value to our campus, and we all belong here at E-Town.
Thank you, Brendan. I'd like to take a moment to speak directly to our new students. You may have heard by now, as you just heard from Brendan, the many variations on our theme for the year, What Does It Mean to Belong? New Jays, let me remind you what we talked to you about at orientation, also the other night at the induction ceremony. We are E-Town because of each and every one of you. You are the largest class to enroll at E-Town in nearly 15 years. With 546 of you entering college for the first time, 34 transferring from other schools, choosing E-Town as your home. You come from 17 states plus the District of Columbia and 9 countries. Your average GPA was a 3.69. 7 of you are STAMP scholars, 67 in the Momentum program, and 119 of you were accepted into the Honors program. So you may be wondering, as I read off these statistics, do I belong here? Well, just remember, we are E-Town because of you, all of you. Meaning each of you, and meaning all the ways in which you show up. We, just like you, are not defined by your average GPA. Our students come to us from across the globe. In our incoming class, we welcome Jays from Brazil, Chile, Ecuador, England, Greece, Japan, Mongolia, Spain, and South Africa. You identify uniquely. You come to us as whole people. Some of you are children of college grads. Some of you are first-generation students. You learn, you move, you communicate, and you engage in many different ways. You are men and women, intersex, non-binary, cis, and trans. You are lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer, ace, and hetero. You identify as Black, African American, Caribbean, Asian, Southeast Asian, Indigenous, white, Latinx, and multiracial. You are Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Wiccan, agnostic, and atheist. You were raised by 2 mothers, 2 fathers, blended families, moms and dads, grandparents, step-parents, foster parents, families that chose you, and families you chose. You've cared for your grandparents. You've raised your siblings. You immigrated from other countries, were adopted from other countries, and were the children of immigrants. You work full-time jobs. You work part-time jobs, and you volunteer. New Jays, you have been the president and vice president of your class, valedictorians, salutatorians. You've won state championships. You've won the science fair, been Instagram influencers. Right now is the time I should turn around and take a selfie with the crowd, but I will not do that. You've participated in service trips abroad, been founding members of your school's LGBTQ and ally clubs. You participated in accelerated programs and earned AP and college credit. You worked to get where you are. Simply put, New Jays, you are brilliant. You have also persisted. You've survived long and short-term illness and loss of loved ones. You've persisted through learning disorders, eating disorders, depression and anxiety, bullying and abusive relationships. You've experienced trauma, long COVID, active shooter drills, and extreme weather. You're still in the closet. You're questioning your identity. You've been on losing teams, sat the bench, failed exams, didn't make the grade, lost friends, and wondered and questioned what it means to be happy. But you have persisted, and you are here. And we love each and every one of you for everything you are and everything you have yet to become. It is important to remember that this community, this E-Town, is not defined only by your successes and your brilliance. Your sense of belonging in this community depends on your internal ability to face challenges and persist, partnered with a community that embraces you and celebrates you in all the ways you show up. You are not alone. So therefore, President Ryder, it is with great pride and with love that I present to you our new and transfer students, Blue Jays, everyone, in all the ways they are showing up in all of their successes and challenges. We are E-Town because of you. You've got this, and we've got you. Blue Jays always.
Thank you, Vice President Gonzalez. I know I speak on behalf of the faculty and instructional staff when I say that we are truly excited to get to know this remarkable incoming class. Good afternoon. For those of you whom I've not yet met, my name is Jody Lancaster, and I am the Associate Provost for Student Learning and Dean of Faculty here at Elizabethtown College. It is an honor to recognize 7 of my faculty colleagues for distinguished achievement. All of the faculty colleagues I will recognize were either recently tenured and/or promoted here at Elizabethtown College. I invite those who I'm recognizing today, those recently tenured and/or promoted, to please join me on the stage. As they make their way forward, I'll note that today is a significant day for my colleagues. to reach the rank of associate professor and professor are among the most prestigious honors an educator in higher education will achieve. It is recognition of the countless hours of teaching inside and outside the classroom, scholarly research, and unwavering service to the college and to the broader community. A favorable decision on tenure means the college sees great value in a long-term commitment to these esteemed members of our scholarly family, and a promotion to the next rank of full professor signifies maturity in their work in each of the three areas of teaching, scholarship, and service. I ask that you please hold your applause until I recognize all of the faculty colleagues who have joined me on this stage. I'd first like to recognize Dr. Sarah Atwood, who was promoted to Professor of Engineering. Sarah received her doctoral degree in mechanical engineering from the University of California at Berkeley. Dr. Atwood balances high expectations of students and their work with an engaging classroom environment and extensive student support. She follows best practices in engineering education, including mastery-based learning. Dr. Atwood is committed to improving diversity, equity, and inclusion in engineering education, and was recently recognized by the Technology Council of Central Pennsylvania as the Women in Technology Diversity and Inclusion Award winner. Dr. Atwood's scholarly and professional work is impressive. She has received approximately $2 million in external grant funding. She's published in high-tier engineering journals and is a nationally recognized leader in engineering education. She is currently serving on the executive board of the American Society for Engineering Education Dean's Council and also on their Diversity and Inclusion Committee. Dr. Atwood is the Dean of the School of Engineering and Computer Science. She has elevated the engineering program at E-Town so that it is now ranked in the top 100 engineering programs nationally and is ranked in the top 5 in Pennsylvania. Recently, the engineering program was recognized by the Kern Entrepreneurial Engineering Workshop, a prestigious partnership of approximately 55 engineering programs across the United States who have a student-centered curriculum focused on developing graduates that create personal, economic, and societal value through their life work. Congratulations, Dr. Atwood, and thank you for your commitment to engineering education. Hard not to applaud. I know, it's hard not to applaud, I know. Dr. Shorner Johnson is Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities and was promoted to Professor of Music. He also serves as the Director of Music Education. Dr. Shorner Johnson has devoted his career to the philosophy and practice of teaching and continually refines his teaching techniques in creative ways as he prepares today's music educators to teach the students of the future. He has been highly successful in shaping new curricular offerings here at Elizabethtown. He clearly enjoys thinking about how education can be different and better. Student and faculty colleagues note that Dr. Kevin Shorter Johnson is empathetic and flexible. He's repeatedly shown his willingness to change course if things are not working and seeks out creative ways. Dr. Shorter Johnson believes scholarship is valuable not only for expanding knowledge, but also for making the world a better place. He earned his doctorate of education in music education from the University of Georgia. His research has focused on the intersection of justice, spirituality, and peace building. In the realm of public scholarship, no project has garnered more attention than his development of the music and peace-building Silk Road series podcast, which now has over 8,600 downloads, at last check. And he's a nationally recognized leader. He's nationally recognized by leaders in music education and other peace-building organizations. Dr. Shorter Johnson also led a team of writers on a chapter for the Oxford Handbook of Care and Music Education. Dr. Shorter Johnson exemplifies the model of servant leadership. He does not actively seek to be a leader, but instead responds in humility when his service is needed, and he always takes a team approach. His service efforts at Elizabethtown are extensive and involves new curricular offerings such as the Asian Studies major and the Medical Humanities minor. Recently, he also organized the first regional Medical Humanities Conference, which included leaders from Penn State, Lebanon Valley College, Franklin and Marshall College. Congratulations, Dr. Kevin Shorter-Johnson, on your promotion. Next, Dr. Keisha Morant-Williams, promoted to Professor of Humanities and Communication Arts. She received her PhD from Howard University's School of Communications. Dr. Morant-Williams uses her talents of empathy, challenge, and unwavering support to impact, inspire, and care for students. This responsiveness to students is why many have described her as being relatable and flexible. Students seek out mentoring from Dr. Morant-Williams because she is accessible and because of her identity as an African-American woman. Dr. Morant-Williams has extensive research and publication in medical humanities, centering her intellectual questioning at the intersection of Black identity, medical politics, individuals' health issues, and gender. She has positioned herself as a true scholar by not only producing work that is methodologically sound, but also in initiating, designing, and conducting research studies that create increased understanding of communication phenomena that are not typically addressed in most mainstream communication journals. Dr. Morant-Williams' books and recent articles have focused on themes of invisible illness, women's health, and social determinants of health. Dr. Morant-Williams is described as having a tireless work ethic. Colleagues and supervisors note that this work ethic shows up in her teaching, her commitment to meeting the needs of her students, her service, and her approach to leadership. E-Town faculty also note this same work ethic since she arrived at the Elizabethtown College campus just over 1 year ago. Dr. Morant-Williams is the Senior Advisor for Diversity, Equity, and Belonging. Her unwavering commitment to diversity, equity, and belonging has challenged and inspired all of us at the college to expand our efforts for inclusive excellence. Congratulations, Dr. Morant-Williams. Next, Dr. Jean-Baptiste Abreu. Dr. Batista Abreu's love, he's down towards that side, there he is. Dr. Batista Abreu's love for mentoring students and passion for teaching make him an outstanding professor and advisor. He makes learning exciting and challenging to students. He has high standards and couples that with an unwavering commitment to help students reach them. Students appreciate his kind-heartedness and flexibility in the classroom. For him, it's clear that students come first, and this is also evident in his approach to advising. He has strengths in mentoring historically marginalized individuals, including women and first-generation students. Dr. Batista Abreu has intellectual abilities and curiosity that covers a wide range of topics. He's a well-recognized researcher and educator in the structural engineering field, having earned his PhD in civil engineering from the Johns Hopkins University. His expertise in fire engineering and cold-formed steel structures has made significant contributions in improving the knowledge and design methods of cold-formed steel. His modeling approach to solutions has allowed researchers and engineers to improve design standards and building codes to address fire considerations. Because of his expertise, Dr. Batista Abreu was invited to write a chapter on thermal performance of cold-formed steel structures in fire in the book titled Recent Trends in Cold-Formed Steel Construction. He has contributed other significant and high-quality work through presentations at well-respected venues, articles in leading journals, and invitations to review for the top structural engineering journals. Dr. Batista Abreu has an extensive service record here at the college and is described by colleagues as being professional, diligent, collaborative, thoughtful, and respectful. He was instrumental in developing the summer engineering camp, which recruits young students of diverse backgrounds. His efforts in recruiting students have absolutely enhanced the diversity at the college. Dr. Batista Abreu recently won a competitive and well-respected national award, 2021, the Ferdinand P. Beer and E. Russell Johnston Jr. Outstanding New Mechanics Educator Award. Congratulations on receiving tenure and being promoted to Associate Professor of Engineering and Physics. Congratulations to Dr. Catherine Katie Caprino on her recent tenure and promotion to Associate Professor of Education. Dr. Caprino earned her PhD in education from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, but a lifelong learner, she more recently obtained a master's in education in elementary education K through 12 in reading. Dr. Caprino has described her approach to her work as being present and authentic. She's a holistic practitioner who uses a strengths-based coaching model to provide care and compassion to students while supporting their opportunities for education, growth, and development. She's mentored several students through honors in the discipline projects, and that frequently has led to students attending and presenting at professional conferences. Her scholarship has demonstrated the articulation of best practices and what she does in the classroom to challenge her students to be critical thinkers and learn about others' perspectives. She has published 3 application guidebooks that are directly aligned with K-12 classroom instruction. Dr. Caprino also has an impressive record of external grant funding, including a Mellon Foundation grant and many presentations. In review of her scholarship and professional activities while at the college, Dr. Caprino has had a robust writing agenda. Her work includes being co-author of 3 books over the past 4 years, author of a book chapter in an additional text, and author of several book reviews, and 14 publications. Her excellent work in the classroom and professional development was recently recognized by the National Council of Teachers of English with the National Richard E. Meade Award for Publication in English Education. Beyond her service to students and the education program, Dr. Caprino has also served on the Academic Standing Committee, where her commitment and compassion for students has shone brightly. Dr. Caprino has repeatedly demonstrated her service to colleagues through mentoring of faculty, assisting programs and faculty with considerations of pedagogical approaches and design thinking. Her commitment to best practice in education and support of faculty resulted in her recently being promoted to the director of the Teaching and Learning Design Studio. Congratulations, Katie, on being both tenured and promoted here at Elizabethtown College. Dr. Elizabeth Liz Dalton. Dr. Dalton has research interests in stress and coping, mood and physical health behaviors and outcomes. She earned her PhD in clinical psychology at the University of California. She's taught a wide range of classes in the Department of Psychology, and her emphasis in clinical and counseling psychology is of great interest to students. Students appreciate her relational approach to teaching, advising, and mentoring, and note her kindness and relatability as strengths. She has maintained contact and continues to mentor many alumni. Dr. Dalton has made it a priority to engage students, undergraduate students, in all facets of her research program, including having them be co-authors on publications and participate in regional conferences. She's involved with several special interest groups through the Association for Behavioral and Cognitive Therapies, including the Clinical Psychology at Liberal Arts Colleges group. Using the Boyer model of scholarship, Dr. Dalton's research includes scholarship of discovery and scholarship of application. Dr. Dalton was recently successful in completing the arduous task of becoming a licensed clinical psychologist in the state of Pennsylvania. This required 1,750 hours of supervised clinical work and passing 2 intensive examinations. Dr. Dalton was instrumental in leading the development of the master's program in counseling psychology that launched in fall of 2022. Liz conducted extensive review of current master's programs in counseling psychology and became an expert in the Masters in Psychology and Counseling Accreditation Council standards. Ultimately, Liz developed the curriculum and the assessment proposal that was passed by Academic Council, and that included the development of 26 new syllabi. Her service to the college far exceeded expectations for a junior faculty member. Dr. Dalton, congratulations on being tenured and promoted to Associate Professor of Psychology. And Dr. Peilong Lee. Dr. Lee is described by students as being organized, prepared, and clear in his expectations of course material, and acknowledged that he uses well-chosen examples to help students learn course content. Dr. Lee has tremendous rapport with his students and displays a level of energy and engagement that is infectious. Dr. Lee's rapport in classroom environment positively impacts underrepresented students in computer science, and he routinely challenges students to engage in activities that enrich their education, such as scholarship and creative arts day, capstone projects, and research. Dr. Lee earned his PhD in computer engineering from the University of Massachusetts. Peers cite his scholarly work as being highly productive and exemplary. His publications are highly cited by other scholars in the field. His cutting-edge research involves machine learning, malware, blockware, and encryption. Particularly impressive is that Dr. Lee has been a co-principal investigator or principal investigator on a relatively large number of external grants totaling over $2.5 million, including funding from the National Science Foundation, Intel, and Google during his time here at Elizabethtown. Dr. Lee has developed a service portfolio at eTown that often involves students. For example, he serves as the advisor to the Computer Science Club. He also participates in faculty governance here at Elizabethtown and provides extensive service to his research field through guest editing for several journals, co-chairing professional workshops, serving on program committees for conferences, and as a reviewer. Dr. Lee, congratulations on being tenured and promoted to Associate Professor of Computer Science. Would you please join me one more time in congratulating our colleagues who I just had the honor and privilege of sharing some wonderful information. You can return to your seats. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Christy Knies, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to recognize additional faculty, student, and staff academic achievements and awards.
Thank you, Associate Provost Dean Lancaster. It is indeed my honor and privilege to recognize faculty members, staff members, and students who received awards during the last academic year and whose names are indicated in the Convocation program that you'll find online. A number of my faculty colleagues have been recognized for meritorious work, and I would like to invite them to stand as their name is called and remain standing in order that we may recognize them as a group. In the area of scholarship and professional activity, receiving merit awards are Justin Badgerow, Professor of Music, David Brown, Raffensperger Professor of History, Jeffrey Long, Carl W. Ziegler Professor of Religious Studies, Oya Dursun Özganja, Professor of International Studies and Political Science, and Michael Silberstein, Professor of Philosophy. In the area of service, recognized for meritorious contributions are Douglas Bomberger, Professor of Music, Kurt DeGood, Professor of Engineering and Physics, Carrie Hampel, Associate Professor of Occupational Therapy, Jean Pretz, Professor of Psychology, and Adam Swartzendruber, Director of the Exercise Science Program. In the area of teaching and advising, receiving merit awards are Robert Aronson, Director of the Public Health Program, Leila Batacha, Professor of Math, Brian Greenberg, Associate Professor of Marketing, Brenda Reed Daly, Associate Professor of Engineering, and Hussein Veramini, Turnbull Jameson, Professor of Finance and International Business. And full professors receiving senior merit for the widespread recognition through their teaching, scholarship, and service contributions are Douglas Bomberger, Professor of Music, and Kirsten Johnson, Professor of Communications. Please join me in congratulating these superb teacher, scholar, servant leaders. I would also like to recognize the 2022-23 recipients of 4 of the college's most distinguished awards. Would you please stand as I share your name in order that we may recognize you also as a group? Kreider Prize for Teaching Excellence awardee, Brenda Reed Daly, Associate Professor of Engineering. Rank Prize for Research Excellence awardee, James McKay, A.C. Bacher, Professor of Chemistry. Polanowski Prize for Excellence in Faculty-Student Advising and Mentorship awardee, Jane Cavender, Professor of Biology. And David Beitelman Exemplar Staff Award recipients, Barry Fritz, Technical Operations Director, and Jennifer McFadden, Administrative Assistant, School of Engineering and Computer Science. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for your exceptional work in providing a transformational learning experience for our students. Students receiving prestigious scholarships, fellowships, and honors from external organizations during the last academic year are listed in the digital program, and I invite those who are in attendance with us today to stand and remain standing as I read their names in order that we may recognize them. Euro Scholar, Alex Lynch. Critical Language Scholar and Spark Program awardee, Laura Cordona. Barry Goldwater Scholar, Tristan Mabey. And Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholars, Zulma Escalante, Frida Sanchez Rosalino, and Wade Cook. Congratulations to all of you on these prestigious awards, which bring distinction to you and to Elizabethtown College. In March of this year, we held a ceremony during which we recognized Elizabethtown College's emergent scholars, early career students achieving academic excellence as demonstrated by a cumulative grade point average of 3.75 or higher following their first 3 semesters. At that ceremony, we also recognized faculty and instructional staff mentors who were identified by the scholars as having played an important role in supporting the scholars' attainment of high academic standards. Let me invite the 2022-23 Emergent Scholars and their faculty mentors and instructor mentors who are here with us today and whose names are included in the digital program to please stand and be recognized. So those of you in attendance, please stand if you wouldn't mind. Emergent Scholars, then as now, we encourage you to take full advantage of your remaining time at the college and to serve as models for your peers, and especially to our first-year students who we are welcoming to our campus community formally today. Mentors, we are grateful for the relationship-rich learning environment that you provide for our students. Congratulations to you all. And finally, I would like for us to celebrate a group of individuals who were honored at a ceremony this past April for their exemplary work as they engaged in and supported co-curricular learning experiences at the college. Awards presented at the ceremony included the Distinguished Students Award, the Distinguished Mentor Awards, the Points of Distinction Scholar Award, and the Center for Community and Civic Engagement Outstanding Staff Award. Would those recipients of these awards, as indicated in the digital program, please stand in order that we may recognize you? Congratulations to each of you, and thank you for your important contributions to the rich academic experiences that extend well beyond our classroom walls. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium President Elizabeth Ryder to deliver the Convocation address.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am delighted to be with you today. So we mark the official start of the academic year. Today is significant for all of us in this chapel, but especially for our first year and incoming transfer students, as this is the formal start of what I assure you will be a fabulous year and a transformational experience during your time at Elizabethtown. I'm fully confident that we will not just meet but exceed your expectations. As you have heard here, we have such talented faculty and staff and peers among you. Congratulations to all of our faculty and staff award recipients who were recognized today. You've just heard about some of the many accomplishments of our faculty and staff, which makes it clear our campus is filled with highly talented and engaging mentors who take deep pride in ensuring that students have the support and the access to be successful here at E-Town. As accomplished researchers and teachers in the classroom, I know that the biggest impact they hope to make in their careers is preparing their students to graduate and generate impact in society. That student-centered focus is at the heart of our decision-making, so we may prepare our students to lead purposeful and productive careers. National research has identified 6 college experiences that are associated with lifelong success. On all 6, E-Town College far exceeds the national average. For instance, one of the critical 6 is for students to have at least one faculty member who made them really excited about learning. Nationally, 63% of graduates report this, but at Elizabethtown, 95%, or nearly all Blue Jays, experience this at Elizabethtown College. I'd like to officially say welcome once again to you, the class of 2027. As noted earlier, you are an amazing class, large, diverse, and we are really excited to get to know you and see what you're going to do over the next couple of years. You join a talented and passionate student body who feels the pull to contribute to the world. Similar to our outstanding faculty and staff mentors, your peers are here to help you navigate your college experience as well. Remember to lean on them and all of us for support as you pursue your academic and personal goals here on campus. And this is a special day for our seniors. It's your final start to what I hope is your best year yet with us. You have elevated this institution through your tireless work inside and outside the classroom, including the research, internships, athletics, and service to our community. And you're just 1 year away from joining a group of more than 24,000 loyal Blue Jay alumni. As I reflected on the dichotomy of what today symbolizes for these 2 particular sets of our students, got to me thinking about a recent phenomenon that I'm sure many of you may be familiar with, Barbenheimer. Whether or not you found time to see the blockbuster films Barbie or Oppenheimer, which came out on the same day, and regardless of whether you prefer Margot Robbie's or Cillian Murphy's performance, I believe that there are some lessons we can take from what this viral box office moment represents and apply it to the year ahead. The colorful, over-the-top, fun style of Barbie reminds me of how many opportunities our students have on this vibrant campus. Take chances. Get involved in something new this year, whether it's a club or organization, a course you had not previously considered, or an internship that you're not sure you're quite ready for. These experiences may just help you find who you really are and are meant to grow into. Remember, Barbie's tried out over 250 different careers in her lifetime. By contrast, the epic and anxiety-inducing Oppenheimer story represents the ethical and moral dilemmas that you're sure to face during these next few years. This film asks questions with no right or wrong answers, which can be extremely frustrating. It's in these times, though, of struggle and ambiguity where the network you build while you're here and the lessons learned while you're here will be so important to you in the future. Elizabethtown College is a place that will provide you with unlimited opportunities to thrive, not just survive, thrive, and a place that will offer you support and resources when you need them the most. E-Town is a place for you to belong so that you may feel comfortable becoming your best version of yourself. And that is what we want for each and every one of you. So with that, I issue everyone here today a challenge. No, it's not necessarily to head out and spend 7 hours in a movie theater, although that would not necessarily be a bad thing to do. It is instead to embrace both the joy and the uncertainty that lies before you. Treat this day as the new beginning that it is. Believe in your potential, embrace your value, take advantage of the opportunities. We're wishing you all the best for a new and exciting academic year, and I am really excited to get started. Thank you.
New beginnings. The quill is dipped in the ink, yet the page is currently milky white, untouched. Where does the story fit on the bookshelf, or is standing out more important? Does the princess get saved? Does the dragon get the blade? Does everyone make it out okay? No one can tell yet. Fresh start, new settings, new sense of home. Sometimes the new can feel intimidating, even uncomfortable or gnawing as it approaches, as the world and surrounding make you feel like a pebble being moved by the ocean. What could fill so many chapters? Years of unknown, years to decorate the pages with illustrations and elaborate vocabulary. Will it ever feel the same as it did before the journey started? No, because the person that made the choice to start anew in a place they barely knew is a brave one, ready for all walks of life that face them, and will find a way to mesh into a realm of unknown amongst plenty of other aspiring dreamers, all facing the same alone feeling of the unknown. No matter how the previous chapter started or what characters filled them, you're here now with endless possibilities that come only with time, with new friends or maybe old, a tale ready to unfold and make you question everything you knew. And that feels right because it led you here.
I would like you all to please rise. And receive this benediction. May we go now with the hope of what is possible, with open minds and eager hearts, shining our lights brightly and carving out new paths for the days ahead. Let all who encounter us find welcome and generosity of spirit, eagerness to serve and lift one another up to the next step of this incredible journey. Amen.
Thank you.